Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again.
Beautiful, beautiful. It's lovely. Thank you so much. Okay, this is Unity 93.3 FM and the program is Unity Trend on your radio this morning. We are reaching you live as usual from the hills of ZINARIYA in Jos North Plateau State, Nigeria. As usual, it's your program and we're so happy to say Prof. Suda Makan.
Suda Makan, viewers and listeners, have you eaten? Beautiful good morning. Sorry we are starting behind schedule. It's a beautiful day, wonderful day, and we're glad that you're part of this broadcast on this beautiful, wonderful 15th day of August 2024. You may be in other parts of the world where it's not morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those on Facebook, YouTube, those on Unity TV, by whatever means you're part of this broadcast, we are glad that you are part of this wonderful broadcast, especially FM radio listeners. Thank you for always being there. Please invite your neighbors, your friends, colleagues, tell them to be part of this broadcast. Tell them we are on air. Yesterday we were not on air on Facebook and YouTube, but today, by God's grace and mercies, we are on YouTube and Facebook and Unity TV. So please be part of this broadcast. We'll be discussing very important issues of national and international importance that will be of benefit to you and to your family and to people around you. So let me quickly tell you about your goals, your dreams, your objectives for 2024. You know, something happened in 1888. A man by the name Alfred Nobel read his own obituary. Yes, you heard me right. He was reading his obituary in national newspapers all over Sweden. And you know what the obituary read? Dr. Alfred Nobel, a man who devised more ways to kill human beings than anybody before him, is dead. The merchant of death is dead. Alfred Nobel looked at the newspaper headlines and he asked himself, is this the way I want to be remembered? They will call me a merchant of death. The merchant of death is dead. The newspapers carried. Very few human beings on earth will have the privilege to read their own obituary while they are still alive. Well, something happened. His brother Ludwig had died. Ludwig Nobel died and the newspapers concluded it was Alfred Nobel. But Alfred Nobel decided that he was going to change the way he would be remembered. And he decided to set aside 94% of his assets were committed to what we call the Nobel Prize today. By the time Alfred Nobel died in 1896, most of his assets went into the Nobel Prize Foundation. Nobel Prize in Medicine, Nobel Prize in Literature, Nobel Prize for Peace, Nobel Prize for Physiology. You know, wonderful prizes, coveted prizes. The Nobel Prize is one of the highest prizes that anybody can receive on earth. Now, today, nobody remembers Alfred Nobel as the merchant of death. He changed his legacy. He changed the way he is remembered. I want to encourage you. Pursue your goals. your dreams, your visions, so that you can leave behind a lasting legacy upon the face of this earth. A legacy that you'll be remembered for generations to come. Don't give up on your dreams and visions. Make sure they're smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And don't give up, no matter what you're facing, no matter the obstacles on the way. Go out there and be the change that you want to see in the world.
You know, they say death is inevitable. There is no way you would escape it for life, okay? And so, but you can change the way you wish to be remembered. Yes, you might not be or on the right path this morning, but you can take a decision even right now and do something very meaningful, something that will benefit entire humanity. And that will be the way with which you'll be remembered someday. And posterity shall remember you for good and even praise you while you are long gone. Thank you so much. In the studio still is Barrister Paul Zaruma, just best legal practitioner, someone who is an objective analyst, and he believes in the cause of women and children. Of course, he loves justice. Barrister, let's hear from you. A big good morning to our listener and viewer.
Good morning, Prof. Good morning, Kulbi. A very big good morning to our viewers and listeners. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are receiving this signal from. I don't know how your place is, but Jos is a beautiful cloudy morning with about 20 degrees Celsius. It's my pleasure being here once again.
All right, very quickly, Nigerian police, the top ghost workers list as ICPC uncovers over 12,000 fake staff on federal payroll. Nigerian resident doctors are set to commence a nationwide strike if abducted female colleague isn't released. Women protest half-naked over killings, kidnappings of farmers by bandits. Here is another one. This one is from Punch, and it says the food crisis. Military deploys troops in northwest, north central farms. EFCC detains Nakon chair, recovers 314,000 plus Saudi Riyal. Pressure mounts on Tinubu to sack oil sector chiefs. Okay, Tinubu arrives in Equatorial Guinea for 3-day official visit. These and lots more are coming your way. Prof, I think we will just, Barrister, maybe we'll just start from a lighter one before we get to that which is, the tempo is very high. I don't want us to start talking about women protest half-naked, maybe later. Let's just start with corruption, dealing with corruption, of course. Pressure mounts on Tinubu to sack oil sector achieves. At least this is a bit lighter.
Well, if people like Mele Kyari were in the United States or Germany, Australia, or even in an Asian country like Japan, China, Malaysia, Singapore, and the rest of them, he would have long resigned, and his cohorts. In 2019, and thank God that the internet never forgets, Mele Kyari came out boldly to tell the whole country that by the time His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari finishes his tenure of office as President of Nigeria, all our 4 major refineries in the country will have been fixed and will be functioning at optimum capacity. The video is still there. The write-up is still there. Mele Kyari that said it is still alive.
And still in government.
And he's still in government. The same Mele Kyari last year, towards the end of last year, told us the Port Harcourt refinery will soon be operating. This year again, he told us, early this year, it's just a few things left, and it will be operating at a full capacity. between last year and now 6 times, 6 solid times could be, they have postponed the operation of the Port Harcourt refinery. 6 times. The last one they said by the middle of August. Where are we now? Today is 15th August.
Yes,
they said emphatically that the refinery will come into operation. I mean, when they talk with so much confidence. Today is 15th August. How many million barrels of oil have been refined in the Port Harcourt refinery? What has happened to the Kaduna refinery and other refineries? And the man is still keeping his job today and his courts. Look, this NNPC, now NNPCL workers or whatever they call themselves, they collect one of the highest salaries on earth in Nigeria. Go and check it. It is in the public domain. At the end of the year, they give themselves humongous bonuses and celebrate. And yet, they are not refining oil for Nigerians to use. We're still importing oil from other countries. And yet, we are one of the largest producers of crude oil in the world.
Yes.
Now, the billions of dollars that are spent on turnaround maintenance, what are they turning around? Those refineries are obsolete. Obasanjo had wanted to even sell them off. That's the best thing to do. Left to me, sell off those refineries. They are obsolete. Those who want to buy, give it to them. The humongous billions of dollars we spend on turnaround maintenance and on maintaining the staff, NNPC and NNPCL now, that are doing nothing but just going there, nothing is functioning. All the billions of dollars we've wasted. We will have built new refineries, digital, modern day refineries that will have been refining oil for us. So, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not waste time to not even reshuffle, sack those people. They are of no value to this country. Tell me, what value have this Mele Kyari and his cohorts and others have, what value have they added to this country? They are there, and Aliko Dangote has just built a refinery. If not for the sabotage that he has faced, the refinery would have been giving us fantastic petrol to be using all over the country. And those people are still keeping their jobs. It is only in Nigeria that we celebrate and honor and reward failures. If for donkey years our refineries are not working and people are there at the helm of affairs, should they be rewarded? Should we be paying them? Should we be celebrating them? Should we be allowing them to be holding microphone and talking and addressing the country and telling us lies upon lies upon lies? I mean, what has happened to our conscience? Our conscience as a country. His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu should do something decisive in the oil sector. Enough of the corruption, enough of the malpractices, enough of the evil in the oil sector of this country. It is absolutely wicked, evil, callous and satanic, and should not be allowed to continue. That people are holding the economy of the whole nation by the jugular. Those people should be shown the way out so that we can make progress as a country.
Prof, you remind me of Dauda Kabo, who would say he never to forget where you gave the instance where one of your friends had to, you know, held the pit bull by the jugular. So I think Barrister will be, well, maybe...
Yes. I want to move from, Prof has made it adequate. The headlines are very interesting.
Yes.
Corruption document of against Ganduje got missing during got stolen during the protest.
Yes.
So it is quite unfortunate that we are having this kind of development in the country.
Yes.
You know,
during protest.
Yes, during the End Bad Governance protest. The High Court was at one of the High Court, particularly the one that is conducting the case of corruption allegation against Umar Ganduje, the former governor of Kano State and presently the national chairman of the APC, the acting national chairman of the APC. It is quite unfortunate that some people took advantage of the strike and then went and stole those sensitive documents that are before the court in order for whichever purpose, for an obvious reason.
This is of course.
Yes, this is counterproductive, and this is perhaps trying to lend credence to why the government were saying don't go on the protest, because there are a lot of people that have bad will, a lot of unpatriotic elements that want to take advantage of this protest to perpetuate a lot of evil, which we have also seen. And it is rather unfortunate what is happening in this country, that we cannot even manage a peaceful protest. And this also goes down to say that we don't really have security in this country. But be that as it may, I want to call the investigators and the prosecuting team not to give up, not to relent, because being in the system, I know that you don't just go and dump document in court. Definitely the prosecutor, the investigating, the IPO should also have a counterfeit copy of some of those evidence that they needed to rely on. And apart from the IPO, even the defense team will also have a counterfeit copy, and then the court will also have their own copy. So normally in cases of that nature, you don't just have one document. Most of the documents are duplicated. So we don't want to hear a situation where the government will tell us because of that invasion of the High Court that the case can no longer proceed, or Ganduje will be released, or they will please the charges. The IPO know what to do, because he also have a duplicate copy of those documents. Normally in criminal cases, you don't go to court with one set of documents and say you are prosecuting. You will have to deposit. You will do it at least. In most cases, you even do like 7 copies or thereabout. You drop one, you file one in the court, and then you serve the defendant, depending on the number of the defendants, and then you also. The prosecutor will also keep his own copies of the document, and the main document will be in the custody of the IPO. So as long as those who are in the justice system understand this work, some of this explanation I'm making, so this will not automatically bring the end of the case of Ganduje, except if the prosecuting authority are not willing to proceed with the case. And we are also telling the people that went and invade that court that it's unfortunate that the exercise they have done, if they thought it can stop the prosecution of Ganduje, they have done an exercise in futility.
Oh, that is, it's so sad to hear that this is the country with which we are in, and a lot of things like this are happening. And sometimes when people say, even on air, that anything can go once it is Nigeria, I find it difficult to accept. But you cannot stop some of these things from happening. Gentlemen in the studio, it's time for a commercial break. Our listener and viewer, commercial break is coming your way, and just after 8, we'll be right back.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way.
It concerns you. It a kill love, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Unity TV.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on Unity 93.3 FM. This is Unity Trend on your radio and TV. Of course, as usual, we are streaming on Facebook. You can connect with us at Unity Radio FM/TV Joes. Drop your comments there. When the time comes, I'll get to read all of your comments. I must confess that this cannot be without you. You are the reason myself and of course the professor and barrister find it worthy to be in the studio every weekday, Mondays to Fridays. And so please do well to keep being part of this train. Alright, we will just continue looking at headlines, issues as we have them on our national dailies. Okay, in the studio, in case you're just tuning on, it has been Professor Provena H. Bamayi and Barrister Paul Saruma. Okay, just anywhere. But I want us to just go straight to looking at women protest half naked because the issues of insecurities, kidnappings, banditry, farmers are facing it real hard. And the same you have with resident doctors also threatening to go on strike if one of theirs, a female colleague whom was kidnapped, if she's not released. So you can see this has become an issue for every state in Nigeria. But we have women whom are out to say, we'll protest. Something has to be done.
I think women protesting half naked is mostly a cultural factor. And then if you look at it generally in Nigeria, we have two major dominant religions, Christianity and Islam. And those two major religions frown at women being naked. Now, at times you wonder which point you want to drive, that you must go naked before you make the point. You doesn't need to go naked before you make the point. How can a mother, you go naked, your children watching you, your children's friends watching you, your neighbors watching you, going half naked? I remember when I was doing my NYSC in Delta Steel Company in Delta State, every little thing, our staff will go naked. Every little protest, they will go naked. And when I mean naked, completely nude. And then, to them it's normal. And tomorrow the person will come back to the office and walk. And to him, it is a normal thing. And you are naked, your children are there, your children's mates are there, your neighbor are there, you are completely naked. You know, this is not ideal. In the Bible, even God, after Adam and Eve sinned, when he sent them out of the garden, has a way of punishment. He still looked at them with mercy. And they killed an innocent animal. Used the skin of that innocent animal to clothe them, to cover their nakedness. So this culture is barbaric, and I think it's also satanic. If we must express ourselves, there are modest, civil, decent, and better ways of doing it. You mustn't go naked.
All right. Well, Barrister,
so in as be that as it may, what make them to go naked? Because we have addressed the issue of naked protest or half naked. Well, what made them to go naked? The issue of insecurity.
Yes.
Yesterday, someone raised the question of Obasanjo, and we started pointing at, you know, during Obasanjo's regime, Obasanjo made sure that he deal with any issue of insecurity decisively. He was able to thwart the Zaki Bayan militias. And up till now, we never heard of them. When they killed some soldiers, mutilated their bodies, he didn't tolerate it. You dare not kill a soldier during Obasanjo's regime. When these Bakassi people came, Obasanjo dealt mercilessly with them. Because they were, at a point in time, they came like a very sincere vigilante group, and then they were really helping out. Later on, people started paying them money for vindictive purposes or for vendetta. And then they started misbehaving and became power drunk, killing innocent people. And Obasanjo said, no, enough is enough. And Obasanjo dealt with Bakassi boys decisively. We never heard of Bakassi boys again, up till date. When OPC came, during Gani Adams, Obasanjo did not say, oh, OPC are dominantly Yoruba, are predominantly Yoruba, or it's a Yoruba-driven organization. But when the OPC became violent, went to market in Lagos, started killing non-Yorubas, Obasanjo said, I will not take this under my watch. He dealt with them, and we never had a violent aspect of them anymore. But today we have found ourselves, people, they possess criminals through ethnic sentiment, through religious sentiment. And that is why this country is where it is today. And during Obasanjo's time, there was deliberate, those who were arrested, you don't decorate them. he deliberately prosecuted those people that were arrested at that time. During Obasanjo's time, we never heard of jailbreak. You dare not do that. The head of prison, his head will roll. The DSS, somebody's head will roll. And there was discipline. Obasanjo was able to sack so many ministers. So many ministers. He dealt with them. In fact, Tafa Balogun, the IG of police, apart from only sacking him, he was prosecuted and imprisoned. Bode George was the head of NPA. Obasanjo sacked him, prosecuted him, imprisoned him. The examples are on and on and on. Musliu Smith, for the first time in Nigerian history, police went on strike during Obasanjo's time. Obasanjo said, police on strike in this country? It has never happened anywhere. And then Obasanjo sacked Musliu Smith. But when you see the complacency during Buhari's regime, decorating terrorists, while their victims are wallowing in pains. So you cannot compare Obasanjo. And another advantage of Obasanjo's regime, he was able to manage Nigerians' diversity. You can never accuse Obasanjo of lopsided appointment. Today, what is happening in Tinubu's regime? Emiloko, head of most of the head of custom, head of this, IG of police, name them. Most of the juicy and strategic appointments are dominantly Yoruba. Because he said Yoruba Leko. Is that how you run an administration that will be successive? It doesn't work that way. So when the caller said that what has Obasanjo did, Obasanjo did a lot for this country. Even though he wasn't a perfect person, even though he had his own shortcomings and his own excesses.
So let me come in here. What we're saying is that His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you're not doing well. Your countryman Obasanjo did something better. Why don't you learn from him? As we're talking right now, do you know that our president is out of the country? He has arrived at Malabo yesterday, Equatorial Guinea, on a 3-day official visit, which will just be a jamboree, sit, move around, do some tourism, enjoy themselves, and sign some bilateral agreements about oil and all that. All those are things that he can do without even going there. But his country is on fire. But he's out of the country. This is about the, I'm even losing count, to a 23rd or so trip that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is making outside the country within just a year.
How is it that Nigeria is on fire? Probably.
Nigeria is on fire. Between January and now, 332 farmers were killed on their farms in Nigeria. The statistics is there. This is the reason why those women were protesting naked. They are forced. Because, I mean, they are pushed to the wall. They are helpless. They don't even know what to do. The woman is going naked. In their community, Akoko in Ondo State, Sunday Ayeni was butchered by bandits and herdsmen on his farm. He was killed. They did not only kill him, they even killed his hunting dog. Because they found the corpse of the man and his dog also killed by these bloodthirsty bandits and herdsmen that perpetually keep attacking people on their farms. So, just between January and now, 332 farmers have died.
That's the reported.
And that is just the reported. The ones that are not reported, be in the Plateau and other places, by the time you look at the number, maybe we're talking in the regions of 1,000 or even more. And you tell me that the country is not on fire? Look at insecurity all over the country. Just the other day, 4 soldiers were killed, brutally murdered by bandits in Sokoto State. The president, to the best of my knowledge, has not even said anything about it up to now. And even the army high command, as far as I know, have not come out to give us details of what happened. And do you know how many people were killed last week in Benue State? Do you know how many people have been kidnapped? And do you know the hundreds that are still in captivity? As we're talking, the Chibok girls are still in captivity up to today. As we're talking, Liesharibu is still in captivity up to today. As we're talking, those Gamborungala, mostly women, of IDPs that were kidnapped by Boko Haram and ISWAP elements, about 132 of them, up to now, they have not been rescued. Up to now, all over the country, there are places that you cannot even travel. And yet, our president is out of the country. Yet our president has gone to have some jamboree, and yet the Council of State, like Barrister said yesterday, came and then gave him a vote of confidence. Vote of confidence, you're doing well. Your Excellency, you're doing well. Rankashidede, may you live long, you're doing well. What is the well that he's doing? Now, these are very, very serious issues. But we thank God that the military high commanders responded to some of these killings of farmers in the northwest and north central. Yes. Now the army is deploying troops to protect farmers, so that they can farm, so we can have some bountiful harvest. And we want to celebrate them for that, and at least thank them that they are doing something that hopefully will give our farmers some confidence, to go to their farms. Because I tell you that these herders, or whoever they are, one day my wife was farming. And then she saw these herdsmen, they brought their cattle, they put it on the farm. And she was the only one. She told me that she was afraid. If she does anything, they just kill you there. Nobody will even know. She just kept quiet and left them. And left them to do whatever they felt like doing. And this is unfortunate. We're in a country where it's like animal farm. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. Some of these hardmen and bandits, when they're arrested, before you know it, there will be instruction from Abuja that they should be released. That is what has happened. And that is why you see that sometimes these villagers are forced to take the law into their own hands to defend themselves. Because how can you imagine, could be all the energy you farmed, 10 hectares, you alone, all the energy dissipated, and then somebody comes and puts his cattle and they devour and destroy the whole farm. Will you keep quiet and be looking at the person?
Prof, this led me to saying this right now. The Unity FM farm, I have footages of how it has been destroyed by herders, of course. Our farm, Unity FM farm, would I put it, Unity FM, Unity Trend farm, it has been destroyed as it is. I tried to report it, the nearest military checkpoints, but it was too late because there was none very close for to have been arrested. So that's what it is.
It is sad and heartbreaking. Most of our listeners donated in cash and kind. Some of them encouraged us. Some of them say they don't have what to donate, but when it's time to go and work on the farm, they will sacrifice their energy and as a contribution. And when you told me, I was heartbroken. But I said we are not going to give up. We will not give up. We are going to see how we can, the little that is left of it, we will see what we can do. And these are some of the things we are talking about. You are telling investors to come when there is no security. Which investor will come? Investor? You are telling people to go to farm. No security in the farm.
And the location of our farm is carefully selected for fear of not to have it destroyed, but still we've not. So you can imagine. It was close.
The farm is close to the military barrack. The Third Armored Cantonment.
Exactly.
Cantonment.
Very close.
A very well celebrated military facility in Nigeria. So you can see if you have a farm located in such kind of strategic place, and yet the herders can just run into the farm. Then you can see where we're heading to as a country, and you can see that the government really need to wake up in terms of security. If really we must enhance food security, then we must create a security generally. We need every form of security, social security, all forms of security. If not, we will run into trouble in this country. And the hunger rate is alarming. It's alarming. So you can see that if people stop going to farm, then what becomes of the country?
People are already eating grass. People are eating grass.
Yes.
They will harvest grass and boil and eat. in this country.
When I heard it, I thought it was exaggerated. When I was traveling, immediately after the issue of eating grass was mentioned, I thought it was exaggerated. But since it was on our dailies, we had to mention it here. We owe the people the duty to own it. But when I was traveling to Damaturu, one of the passengers that was with us told us that, yes, his neighbors were literally in Zaria, that they were literally eating grass for the past 4 days. As at the time he was telling me that story. He said at times they would just add salt to the grass and then eat it. That there is one species of grass in Zaria, it's not poisonous. So the people that he know of, a family that have been eating that grass, they will add small salt and eat. At times if they have maybe granite cake, they will pound it and then add to it. And then,
yesterday,
so this is the reality.
You saw a young man waiting for us after the show.
Yes.
Yes, Prof left before he came.
Yes.
You saw him. It was all because of such calls, you know, that led us to want to have a farm.
Yes.
The farm is not there,
yes.
you know, but like Barrister and Prof said, we will not give up. We'll make sure we still do the needful. There are issues coming up.
Absolutely. We have to call on the government and our security outfits. These herdsmen that keep destroying our farms. Even in the university, my colleagues have complained. During the daytime, the herdsmen would not come. Now they have devised a new device. They will bring their cattle at night. I don't know what kind of cattle are grazing at night. And destroy the farms. By the time you come in the morning, the farms have been destroyed. One of my farms, I had to tell the security men, employ the services of security men to guard because they came and destroyed part of the farm. I said, no. If I don't do something, all my efforts will be wasted. And that is why we've been crying and saying that the government should do something about this. Let us employ ranching of cattle. Cattle roaming about from one end of the country to the other is not profitable for the herder. It's not profitable even for the cattle themselves. As they move about, those cattle are dissipating a lot of energy. They're losing a lot of calories. That's why, how many of those cattle do you see that are fat? Tell me, how many of the cattle do you see that are looking fat, robust? You just see them, their ribs are already out there, emaciated. Because they move from east to west, north to south. So whatever food they're eating, how will they even put on any weight? And then you see the herders. How many herders have you seen that are put on any weight? So you're punishing the herdsmen, you're punishing the cattle. But if we do ranching, keep the cattle in one place, they will be well fed, they will have veterinary services well taken care of, they will not be coming down with diseases. Now in Taraba State could be. Do you know that more than 1,000 cattle have died due to hemorrhagic septicemia?
That's another one.
Just between last week and yesterday, more than 1,000 cattle have died in Taraba State due to hemorrhagic septicemia. I called one of my classmates who is on the team vaccinating in other parts of Taraba against hemorrhagic septicemia, and we spoke also with the divisionary veterinary officer there on phone, and they told me more than 1,000 cattle are dead already. And how did they get this hemorrhagic septicemia? They just keep moving about. You're moving cattle from one place to the other. Why would they not come down with all manner of diseases? Why would they not become sick? Why would they not die? Who does that in the world today? Nobody does all this nomadic, moving of cattle all over the place. People are doing ranching. There are modern methods that should be employed to raise this cattle, rear this cattle, and they will perform fantastically well. And then we'll be able to have even enough beef and have enough dairy products from this cattle. As it is now, the herders are losing, the farmers are losing, the country is losing, the people are losing, there is insecurity, and we are, at the end of the day, all of us have become losers.
And the conflict is turning violent every moment because, of course, for this farm, each farm you invest a lot, but only not to have it at the end of the day. And you have a situation where even cattle are being killed sometimes too, or rustled.
Once you have ranching, there will be concentration of security in the ranched area. So, and then that will also provide security against cattle rustling. But once the government allow it open like that and it continue like that, this is primitive kind of rearing animal. And then those who are found to be wanting, the authorities must prosecute them. If the authorities did not prosecute those who are found wanting, then I'm telling you, that's why you see people are now leading people to resorting to self-help, which is also counterproductive. Because once people start resorting to self-help, it becomes a cycle of violence, and then the government will not be able to find a solution to it. So these are some of the things that we must come to reality, that the world is changing. Absolutely. The world is growing every day. So and then we also have to key in to this growth and development. Yes. We cannot just be living in primitive and stone age.
Absolutely.
So these are the realities that
let's stop this open grazing of cattle. Open grazing is not helping us. Look at how many people have died. All these clashes and killings. One of my colleagues in his farm, just here, he's working here in the University of Jos. They released their cattle into his farm. And he met them, he said, remove your cattle. Why are you doing this to me? You know what they told him? They said, we will not remove them. We will not remove them. Do whatever you want to do. And there was nothing he can do. He's not armed. And he's alone. Can he face them? He will just lose his life. He just left them. He will rather lose, than try to confront them and lose his life at the end of the day. Open grazing is counterproductive.
This ranching thing, I remember there was government efforts to have ranches, but then that was kicked against again. So
no, because the government was pursuing it half-heartedly. They didn't do it wholeheartedly. Uganda is a success story of ranching. When His Excellency General Kaguta Yoweri Museveni became president, we used to have this, Ugandans used to have this kind of clashes and killings, and they even have armed herdsmen like we're having today, and they kill and they destroy crops. Museveni said, you cannot do that. You must stop. And I'm taking you to the Karamoja region. You will stay there with your cattle. Your cattle will settle down there. That region is even fantastic. It's good. You have pasture and everything you need, and provide water and security, and then you will not have any problem. And that was what he did at first. They resisted. In fact, they were ready to fight the government. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni released soldiers to confront them and quell down the rebellion. And they have had peace for more than 30 years. The
story is different.
More than 30 years.
More than 30 years. Wow. And we can do it in this country, but we don't have strong leaders with strong will who are selfless, who are ready to help the country. We have leaders that want to please everybody. And when you try to please everybody, you will end up pleasing nobody at the end of the day.
We feel that virtually most things in this country are being politicized. Do you see this as part of one of those things being politicized?
Yes, it has been politicized. If not that it has been politicized, you look at the advantages. You look at countries like Sweden, look at countries like Switzerland, look at countries who are feeding the world with their milk from their ranch. Most of them, they are practicing ranching. So, if not that this thing has been politicized, someone felt that he can do anything he feels like doing, and nobody can stop him. And the narrative is not really helping Nigeria in terms of progress, in terms of growth, in terms of development.
And unity as well.
Yes, and then also unity. But if you realize that, okay, the advantage, when you look at the advantages of writing, you will have a fattened cow, for instance. You will have enough milk once the cow is fattened. And then also, you will even have skin. You will have a concentrated market area, and then there will be veterinary facilities there. These are advantages to the country at large. The cattle is very important. And then the farmers are also very important. So we need each other. And what we are suggesting is let there be a deliberate side-by-side approach. And then if government want to create ranches, they should be open, they should be transparent, they should be honest, and they should engage all stakeholders.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor and Barrister Paul Saruma. Our listener, again, it's time for a commercial break. We'll be right back after you. Please stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was saying things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune into Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Hello viewer, welcome to Voices from the Street on Unity TV Jos. Yes, it's a very hot afternoon here in the city of Jos, and we're right here in Terminus Market, the largest and the most busy market on the plateau. Yesterday we're going to be asking a very simple question: how many millions make a billion? How many millions make a billion? My name is Obadiah Livingston, aka Lead to the V to the ING, aka Boom Stone Boy. Let's get to hear from the Voices from the Street. Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, you're welcome. How are you doing?
I'm very fine, thank you. Sir, please, I want to ask you a very simple question.
It's all right, I'm waiting to answer the question.
Okay, so, sir, how many millions make a billion?
How many millions make a billion?
Yes.
1,000 million will make a 1 billion, right?
Okay. All right, thank you very much, sir. Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, what's your name, please?
Teresa. I hope it's simple.
Very simple. Okay, so how many million make a billion? How many millions make a billion?
Photo. I've embarrassed my village people finish.
Sir.
Good afternoon.
Please, what's your name, sir?
I'm Joshua.
How many millions make a billion?
100 million make a billion.
You're sure, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
What? Retake. Retake. Yeah? Okay, retake.
Mr. Politician, Good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.
Thank you so much. It's lovely. Of course, this is Unity Trend on Unity 93.3 FM, Unity TV. We're also streaming live on Facebook at Unity Radio FM /TV JOS. Connect with us. I've seen a couple of comments already, which of course I'll be reading in due time. In the studio, it has been Professor Poveno H. Bamayi and Barrister Paul Saruma. Now it's time for you, dear listener, to join the conversation, and you can be a part of it by just calling the studio line 070-3235-3315. And for text messages, you can send it to 0808-478-9999. For text messages again, 0808-478-9999. If you call, just tell me your name and location. In 1 minute, let's have your submission. Please be tilt towards our vision. We desire to improve or contribute to peaceful coexistence. So that's what we want you to do. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is Abdurrahman. I'm calling from Kadari.
Abdurrahman, let's have you 1 minute. Thank you for calling.
I salute you for doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Indeed, in our country, Nigeria, we have a bad leader which is not here with the life and property of citizens. As we are Nigerian citizens, we have to unite ourselves and join our hands together and build our country better.
Okay.
Without any diversity between this community and community.
Okay.
Because the situation that Nigeria people we are in, it is beyond describe. But the federal government has neglected about that.
Okay.
So please, please.
Thank you, Abdurrahman.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Very much, Abdurrahman from Kadede. All right. 070-3235-3315. In 1 minute. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle D.
Thank you for calling.
I'm the Prophet, Barrister.
Good morning.
Thank you for calling, Musaike.
Musaike Kalu, how is the farm?
How is your farm? Barrister asked.
The leader is the person who leads it. Who wants to where they ought to be, not where they want to be.
Okay.
You see, again, all the things you have Prophet and Barrister talking about. Historical leadership failure has done to this issue. That is why I continue telling you. If you allow illegality to become money venture, this is the result. Nigeria had me sometimes when I asked the body, was it backed by law? Since the founding father, I said since 1950, you have a cattle route from federal, state, and local government. If the founding father were able to utilize this thing and understand that that is the way they should go, not that the environment should be peaceful, creating an avenue for renewing and planning ahead, knowing what the people is all about. You see, that is why when he aired and said sincerity of people, that we really sincere in dealing with people. Anybody who gets into this issue of famine, we really come to understand what we are facing in this country. The problem is who have some political will to face this situation. Let me tell you, 5 times during Buhari, 10 trillion naira was moved from Anchor Forward to. Even the House of Assembly, the National House of Assembly was still in the security and it is later died. Even if there are new innovation, the way people were doing, in terms of the writing and all these things, these people are not known to it. You have to introduce it to them as government. This is profitable, they have to do it.
Right.
We are in a system whereby you choose who to assist and who not to assist. That is what has led us to this issue. This country with passion, more sentiment or emotion. You see, let me tell you, see, Bonatilibu is talking about Ministry of Animal Resources. Tell me, all these lands here you are talking, 80 to 90% of them are owned by the state. Tell me, before able to even talk about this. Is it not left for the state to be having this ministry so that the state will be working on that?
Thank you.
We should know what our problem is. Today, the president who is in the rural area is talking about hunger. So let me hear you who is in the urban area. Enough is enough. If we want to build a country, let it prevent solution to our problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is a big issue, of course. It is. The political will, sincerity of purpose. These are the points there from Ajikalu. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
This is Benedict from Finai.
All right, let's have you in a minute, Benedict.
Thank you. Just 1 minute. The salaries and the movement of the lawmakers.
Yes.
This morning, even a lot of jobs, on the public space. Which is, the senior person in this country, all the lawmakers. I look at them as people who are not patriotic.
Okay.
I'm sorry for this use of language. Because initially the Tunisia under Jonathan, when he was the chief young governor, he has made a statement then.
Okay.
And said that about 15% of the budget, Nigerian budget now goes to the lawmakers. That's about the senators progressively ready to come and explain how. And we did not spend even a single minute. And going to them, looking at them face to face, I go to eyeball and explain to them that look, this is so amount of money is what is the budget for Nigeria for over a year, and you're collecting such amount of money. So it actually justify what you are saying that we are receiving 15% of the annual budget of Nigeria.
Okay.
And when you're looking at them, you can't say anything with it because I was watching you on that particular election on that day. You were looking at them and you were shaking because you were sure of what you were saying. And lo and behold, after that particular meeting in these lawmakers, came up again, they were actually suspended because in the area of Kano. Why am I saying this? They want to understand that Nigeria is actually in a very, very serious situation now when it comes to economy. And yes, they also understand that Nigeria is to be able to finance the budget. Yes, they are collecting such amount of money, as a monument and salary and what have you.
All right.
So, where is the patriotism? If you ask me, where is the patriotism? They understand that. Look at what the person said this morning. They are right in its own eye. Somebody has confirmed that Nigerians are eating grasses. Nigeria are eating grasses and then you are collecting such amount of money. Where is the patriotism? Do you want this country to continue to prosper? And look at even look at the meeting they even had.
All right, thank you.
The first leaders understand that the Nigerians are passing through a lot of hardship. A lot of hardship that they can't even understand how Nigerians are even living with this. And Nigerians want the confidence. They want the confidence that Nigeria should continue going hungry. Honestly, I think we don't have particular leaders in this country.
Thank you, Mr. Benedict.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, Kubi and Professor Mayi Allah and Barrister Zaruma. May the Almighty God continue to bless you and guide you for the wonderful analysis over every morning to educate us and about the nation. Seriously, our leaders, they do not needful immediately. They need to do the needful immediately because Nigeria peoples are suffering to survive. May the Almighty God have mercy for us by the name of Abdul Baba is in Duse Uku. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Sadiq Kumar. I'm
all right, Sadiq Kumar, in a minute, please.
Yeah, I want to comment to very, very well. And actually, it is very, very affecting the issue of damaging stuff by some traders. It is very, very affecting. You see, we are under latest process. When we look at the main process, is because of HAUSA. And we know that the food security cannot and the few ones that are in their farm cannot even get to bread, especially the community farm program that very, very applaud one from DPP and a very, very well position. And the third one that it has been replaced. So we are calling on the government to make sure that we have employed more of these agro rangers, and they can defend the farmers and defend the property of the farm, so that we can use a lot of things when the rainy season is over. When you look at the Plateau State, rain has not been falling for almost 3 weeks, and with this mention, how can we just take the people? So we are calling on the government to
all right. Thank you, Sadiq Kumar. There hasn't been rain.
Yeah, we need to pray for rain,
Kobe.
We need to really pray that rain will come. It's been about 3 weeks, so there's not been rain.
Yes.
And we need to really pray. It's a big
If you see the pictures, the footages of our Unity FM farm, so dry.
Crops are drying up. I've seen pictures from across the country. And the experts are saying that the rain will not come till 18th. Well, 3 more days.
Wow.
They said because of the climate change phenomenon, the August break of rain was going to be long. We hope that God will give us rain soon.
Amen.
Good morning, presenter.
Good morning.
I am Bashir Tamkoli, calling from Jos.
Bashir, you have a minute. It's good to have you.
Yes, thank you very much, Professor and Barrister. May God bless you.
Amen.
What my only contribution this morning, we are calling on the government to focus on the food security. Look at the farming system now. No, rain is not coming, and the challenges of the security that the farmers are facing. So, government, please, the relevant authority are hearing.
I think, are you still there?
Food security.
Okay.
First, before governing anything. Thank you. God bless.
Oh, thank you very much. I think, Prof, again, it's not just about the farmers in terms of crops, but of course, even the headers as well.
Even the headers need to be protected.
Is it in Sokoto? Just
Last
recently?
week in Sokoto, over 3,000 animals were rustled by bandits, in addition to the people kidnapped and then soldiers that were killed. So it's a hydra-headed problem, and something should be done. This is what we expect that our lawmakers should get involved in doing. Instead of bringing some bills like the one Tajuddin Abbas, he wants to punish us for not singing national anthem. He wants people to go to prison, you know, for up to how many years? And then pay a fine of up to 5 million, for not singing national anthem. And then from 1 to 10 years or more imprisonment for not singing the national anthem. Is that what will bring food from the table of Nigerians?
In Nigeria, we are beginning to have enough of all these bills. You know, there is this competition in the House of Representatives because you want to impress your constituency, you want to show your constituency that yes, I have contributed, I have passed so number of bills, and then you are not looking at the resultant effect of those bills. For crying out loud, we have so many bills in Nigeria that are just there in the bookshelf. They are not being implemented. I think we should be more practical in this country. Let us come down and say, okay, the bills that we have already, how do we implement them first? Let us have enough of these bills. It is becoming too outrageous and preposterous. So we have too many laws. At times, if you wouldn't even know that those things are even contained in the law. And unfortunately, you will also see a lot of conflicting laws. This law conflicting with this one, the other one conflicting with the other one. So, you know, let us stop mounting pressure on this House of Representative members to talk even when they have nothing to say, so that we will have enough of all these bills, and let's look within and see how we can implement the ones we already have. Because we are becoming more theoretical and less practical. And this is what is happening. And that is why you don't see the result of those bills. You know, in the 12th Assembly alone, they did about 609 bills in the 12th Assembly alone. So, and they were celebrating, and these bills
We have not seen the impact on the common man. It's not bringing food to the table. It's not adding value to the nation. It's not improving security. And then we keep on hearing about bills. It's not doing anything about corruption. So we have to stop this issue of bill, and come and become and face reality and come the little laws we have. Let us make sure that it is implemented to the latter. Even the constitution now, the government will tell you, like Prof was told, you have right to free access, free education. In the constitution, they are telling you that that's portion is not justifiable, and you are bringing in other educational bill. Bringing for what? Go and justify that right to free education before you now talk about another bill. So there are many portions in the constitution that they will tell you now. For instance, bail is free. But is bail really free in Nigeria?
For you to
so let's be realistic, let's be practicable, let's go and address some of this issue. It left to me, let's even suspend this making of bill and let's implement the one that we have first. Because it's becoming dramatic.
Oh, thank you. Well, let me just read some text messages here. Good morning, Kubi and Barrister and the Prof. The regime of Obasanjo is uncomparable to Tinubu's government, and nothing is seen to be right, and I wonder what will be the future of this country. Yet a vote of confidence was passed on the president. What is Nigeria turning into? I pity the lives of our young children growing up as nothing is seen to be progressing. Emi Langs from Agingi. Thank you. Emi Longs from Agingi. Salam Patay is Damakant to our professor and Kobe. We are really proud of you. May Allah continue to protect and guide you all. To the end, bad government in Nigeria is to have Professor Bamayi into the leadership of our country. So please, Professor, accept the call of Nigerians, masses, and request Nigeria. Okay, rescue Nigeria from Comrade Alhaji Kamal Jos.
Wow.
Prof,
Alhaji Kamal will not give up.
All right, thank you.
I'm already serving Nigeria.
All right, good morning, Kobe, and I'm here with consistent and passionate analyst, Professor Bamayi, and the objective analyst, Barrister Zaruma Kuntas, always for your wonderful, educative, and objective analysis. It's unfortunate and disheartening that our leaders keep deceiving us, promising to do one thing or the other, and they have never done it. I think they have taken us to be fools, and we need to shine our eyes in the next elections. The president is traveling up and down while people are dying, people are hungry, and people are being kidnapped each day and every day. How bad? The president should be here doing everything in his powers to mitigate. Mitigate against all these challenges. Peace is priceless. Let's live in peace. God bless Unity FM and Nigeria. Christy Izang from Ukubara. Good morning to you all on air. Muslims and Christians should please pray fervently and with faith to the whole to Almighty God to bring down the rain on the earth for our palmer harvest in our farms. Most of our farming crops are shrinking. Have a pleasant day. Good day. Joseph Sani Zaruma in Farin Gada. Thank you. I think, of course, Professor has already started the prayer. Okay, good morning, Mr. Kobe. Good morning, Professor P.H. Bamayi and the Barrister. Honestly, to build a country is some years, but in the level of insecurity, please, how and when are we going to develop this nation? Thank you at Ismail Isa. Just thank you, Ismail Isa. Good morning, Unity FM, Kobe and Prof B, Barrister Zaruma. Thank you for the analysis. I wish you all a blissful day. Live in peace. Plateau State, Nigeria, Africa. Daniel Adam Danladi, Carbon Satellite Market. One man, one farm, one woman, two farms. And this one says, good morning, Mr. Kobe and Prof B, Barrister Zaruma, to be in the state of tranquility and live together, peace, justice must always prevail, and there no how we peace will reign if we don't love and forgive one another. May there be peace in our land. The government cannot provide security and guarantee the safety of its citizens is a failed government. Let's remember Plateau State is home of peace and tourism. Let's allow other states to learn from us. God bless Nigeria. Adeomi from Bachi Ring Road. And I think on this we'll begin to round up. Let's give our comments as we round up. Prof and Barrister, please.
Yeah, I want to encourage Nigerians, the good people of Plateau, our viewers and listeners, please don't give up, no matter what you're passing through. Don't give up the struggle, don't give up the diligence. Things are tough, difficult in the country and indeed around the world. Look at the tension, the crisis in the Middle East, and look at what is happening even in the Western world. Have a great vision for yourself, for your life, for your family. Ensure that you leave a positive impact in the lives of the people that you encounter every day. Leave your footprints, wonderful, fantastic, lasting footprints in the sands of time. And you know, our country, Nigeria, is passing through a lot. We must keep crying out. We must keep shouting. We must keep acting for a better Nigeria. We must hold our leaders responsible, accountable for whatever they're doing. Those of you who invite representatives, House of Rep members, House of Assembly members, senators, ministers, political appointees, and all the rest to your special occasions, and then all you do is praise them and celebrate them, you are not doing well to the country. Hold them accountable. When they come there, ask them, you promised to do this and do that. How far have you gone? Have you done it? What about the other thing you said you were going to do the other time when you were campaigning? Have you done it? Let's hold our leaders accountable instead of just pouring encomiums, celebrating them, telling them you're doing well. If all of them are doing well, then why are we complaining of hunger? Why are we complaining of economic hardships if all of them are doing well? Because I go for some of those ceremonies, they're just mere formalities. Nobody says anything bad about the leader in his presence. But when he's gone, you begin to complain. You're not holding them accountable. Let's hold our leaders accountable. Some of you are close to these leaders, your friends or relations, acquaintances, classmates, you know, past former colleagues and all that. Hold them accountable so that we can have a better Nigeria that we can be proud of.
All right, before Barrister says his, good morning, gentlemen in the studio. I salute you all for a wonderful job indeed in our country, Nigeria. We have leaders whom are not doing well, which don't care about citizens. Also, we, as Nigerian citizens, we have to unite ourselves and join our hands together and build our country better without any diversity. Abdurrahman Yusuf from Kadede. Aminu Abdullah Ishabu said, good morning, gentlemen in the studio. Always doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you. Barrister.
Well, my party motto is that the sun does not enjoy its own light, and the tree does not also eat its own fruit. Rather, they produce the fruit for others. Let us, as Nigerian citizens, be sacrificial. Think of others. Think of adding value to this country. Whatever position you are occupying, whatever office you are occupying, whatever privileges we are occupying or we have gotten, let us think of how to use it for the benefit of our country, for the benefit of others. Once we are able to adopt this approach, we will have a better and a greater country.
Thank you
have
very much.
A peaceful day ahead.
Thank you very much, Barrister Paul Zaruma. I truly should remain ever grateful for your services. Of course, Prof had said it, that he is already serving humanity here, serving the country in unity, but we want you in Abuja, in Aso Rock. And also, Barrister, we want you people in Aso Rock, and we look forward to having such a day coming in the history of this life. We'll be very proud to have you there. All right, our listener and viewer, thank you so much for always being there. Without you, there will be no reason for us to be here. And for always tuning into this very dial. Tomorrow is going to be another lovely day. And in fact, the last edition of Unity Trend for this week. And I pray God in His grace and mercy would again have us see tomorrow. The crew who made this possible, especially Mr. Rabiu Abdullahi, Director of Admin, and Mr. Nazifi Abdullahi, Director of Programs and Operations, our GSM Shamsuddin Kabir, again the Engineer Salim Muhammad Narogo, and every other person, staff and management of Unity 3.3 FM. I truly appreciate you. Don't forget, Gamai Community Broadcast is coming your way on our radio arm. And again, we'll be having... there is Josephine Fari and Auntie Reki. They are coming. You know, ladies
hello
in the house.
Work.
Hello at work. Yes. So it's not going to be hello at off. It's going to be hello at work. So stay tuned and enjoy it. Do have yourself a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you